Hello, blessed be. So this is going to be a tutorial video for how to make a pendulum. Now I do buy a lot of pendulums, and I wanted to show that you don't need to spend a lot of money to become a dowser. You can very easily make a pendulum yourself. And to demonstrate this, we are going to be using basically fugly jewelry. Basically, these jewelries come from lots. Everything but these come from a lot. There's this local jewelry store that sells cheap jewelry, and at the end of their sale, they usually just put whatever they couldn't sell into blind buy bags, which costs basically nothing, and you get the whole bag of jewelry. And of course, some of what you find in there is great stuff, while other things is something that you would never wear and that you can easily make into a pendulum. So yeah, of course you can get more advanced in making a pendulum, but I just wanted to show you an easy, very cheap way to do it. Like, who doesn't have some jewelry lying around that we don't use anymore, or which we never were too fond of in the first place, and so on. And the great thing with jewelry is that you usually have all the rings and pins and all of that you need to put it together right there. So yeah, this is a very cheap and easy way to get yourself a pendulum. Now the other tools you will need is some sort of tongues. So that's what they're pliers. Pliers is the English word. Yeah, I like to use two because then I don't need to squeeze the metal into my fingers, but you can use just one. And of course, the best thing to use is actually jewelry pliers, because they are coated in here so they won't damage the metal and so on. But I wanted to show that you can do this with anything you have lying around, and this is just basically pliers from my hubby's toolbox. So yeah, most likely this will be a one video thing because it is pretty quick and easy to do, but if the videos end up running a bit long, I will just make it a two-parter. So yeah. Now let's see how easily things get tangled up. There we go. Now I'm gonna make a pretty big pendulum because I like them that way. I like them big and heavy. But if you are more of the like dainty pendulums and so on, you can do that too. I'm just showing you some way it can be done. What I really fell for was this big piece here. It looks like wood, but I'm not sure if it is. I think it's plastic. Anyway, I want that in my pendulum, so therefore we're gonna have to take it off the necklace. Now, I would have liked to just put this out on a table and so you could see me working on a table. That would probably be easier for you to see. But I have had a problem getting the camera set up to do that. That's why I also had a problem with doing the divinations I promised, because I wanted to show the divinations being done. But the camera holder, what are they called? The tripod? Yes, that's it. Doesn't seem to want to tilt down on the table. So I have to figure out how to do it first. So yes. Now, like I said, the first thing you want to do is to take pieces you want off. Now, I want that little ring on top, so I'm just gonna take it off at the bead above it. And you just twist the metal. You can easily I say, and then it just won't come up. There we are. And I want the same on the other side. Now sometimes you'll have to cut, other times you can just use your tweezers. Let's see if I can use my tweezers. Well, that's why I want tweezers that have this kind of cutting edge as well. Seems like I have to cut here. There we go. My cutting. I just want this is, the bead over it is pretty brittle. It's some sort of bone or something. I don't want pieces of it ending up everywhere. Like I said, this is why it could be a two-parter, because, oh, here we go. Because sometimes when taking jewelry apart, I mean, it's not made to be taken apart, so sometimes you have to wriggle it a bit. It can take a little bit more time than you planned for. And also when you have these little tiny pieces of metal, put them somewhere, because they love to get into feet and into kitty paws and the like, so just put them somewhere you know where they are, so you can dispose of them safely later. And then we have one more bead to take off, and we have our main focus bead. Yeah, let's see. Can't get this thing up. Where is the end of it? Like I said, you have to spend a little bit of time wriggling to get things off, but it is worth it, because instead of then having jewelry you can't use, you suddenly have a nice new pendulum. Here we go. And there we have the main focus bead of our new pendulum, all set and ready to go. Let's just put that to the side. Now, I want to have sort of like a something dangling under it that's thin and pointy. So let's look at this bracelet and see, there we have another bead that will work very well for that. Like I said, this will be a very long and big pendulum, you don't have to make it like that. But I want this bead hanging under this one. Therefore, we have another bead to fly off. Yay! Yeah. Destroy. Yeah. Sometimes destroying things gets very liberating. You see those bone beads. I don't know if they're real bone or I think they might be. Could perhaps use that for something later. And yeah, like I said, when you take jewelry apart like this, you can easily then make new jewelry out of it. You can make pendulums, you can make little details for bags you make, for example. So you can get a lot of materials for making shit out of one necklace you don't like. So don't throw away the parts you don't use, because you can always use them for other things. Here we go. Now we have two parts of our pendulum. And then we're just gonna stick them together. So yeah. Now we want to open this ring. And the way I like to do that is just to take two pliers, put them on either side of the ring, this, and just, and then I try to show something. Of course there's some difficulties involved, and then just, if it wanted to, sometimes when things has been a necklace for a long time, they sit very, very toughly together. And these seems to actually be more or less welded together. That's not good. That means we need to find a small ring to connect them. But that should, yes, let me just get this back into a ring then. Or rather, I have a ring there, so let's just take this thing off and use the other one. Like I said, I just sort of make this up as I go. It's more or less basically what you can do when you make these things. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to cut it. So you want to get it into the cutter. And like I said, this is why it could be a two-parter, because it seems this necklace has doesn't really want to be ruined. But here you go. You know? Oh yes, you are. Oh yes, you are. Ooh, here we go. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Now we should be able to get this bothersome ring off, so we can actually attach this shit together. Guess it will be better without. And again, remember, little tiny metal pieces go somewhere you can find it, or it'll go into your feet, and you don't want that. So yeah, now we can attach this. So yeah, I actually think it will be better not to have an extra ring, because this is gonna be pretty long anyway, because I have some more ideas for the design. So just twist that hoop a little bit open. I just like to press under it so it won't go anywhere. Get the other bead. Putting my plier down. Slide the other bead on there, like this. And then we can just close the hoop again. Simple as that. Here we go. And a little bit more. You want to make sure that when you close hoops, you are careful about it, that you actually get them all the way closed, or you can be pretty sure that when that pendulum is swinging the most, something's gonna fly off it and hit someone in the eye. It just happens. Murphy's Law and all that. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, there we have the beginnings of our pendulum. Now I want something small at the end of this, sort of to give it a point. So we are gonna look beyond this necklace here. We might have a look at it if I find something suitable. This one could be a nice point. You see this little strange orange shape here, but no, I think I will be using another necklace for that. Yeah, I get to destroy more things. So yeah, I found this little dainty piece in one of those mystery bags, and I'm definitely not going to be using it because it's just too sweet for me, but there were some nice little beads here. So yeah, this orange one perhaps. There's a nice red one here in a suitable color to this one, but I'm not sure if that will fit. Oh yeah, baby, when I look at it, I think perhaps orange will be better. Will orange be better? Yeah, I think actually orange will be better. So now we just need to take this off the necklace. And the same again. One plier on each side of the ring that connects it. Twist. And take it off. Now, you see this necklace is silver colored, so I want to find a bronze colored ring for it, or it'll just look strange. And again, little metal pieces go where you can find and dispose of them safely. And then we have the little bead we want. Now, like I said, actually didn't say, you want to try to make some sort of color coordinating when you make the pendulum to make it look nice. Of course, if you want it to be complete chaos, the occult style police is not going to come in and arrest you, because that would be very strange, though it might be an interesting plot for a movie. The paranormal style police. No. But I like to coordinate the pendulum throughout with colors and shapes and the like. You of course can do what you want and just throw on whatever you like on there, but yeah. So, especially while I do think that sometimes combining metals might be very stylish, I think that you want, for me, I think it's better to have the same colored metal, at least for the most part. But like I said, no rule without exceptions. So yeah, I found this, and the reason why this is quite a find is that, let's open it up. We have lots of chain here that we will need for our pendulum, and we have little rings here that we can use to attach things, and yeah, it's a good find to make things of. Though the necklace itself, no, just no. So yeah, let's get destroying. So the first thing I really want is a ring to attach to my little bead. If you can find a reasonably round one here. Because these are not round. That's up there on the one. This one is too thick. See, some of these rings are welded, and then we cannot use them. Oh, here things are falling down. That is not good. I think perhaps we will use some part of this thing we already mutilated and see if we can't find something that you can use as a ring here. Yeah, that one looks like it can be opened. Like I said, you might sometimes have to go into a bit of a treasure hunting to find the parts you need, and it might be easy. Yes, it's openable, yay! It's easier to just buy everything at the hobby store, but it's also more expensive. So this is basically just a way to make, here you see, put it on the ring, and make it a very simple way and very inexpensive way to make a pendulum. And then we just slide this onto this ring, and now I'm going to show you how to close a ring. You just put the two pliers on each side, and you get it together. You try to push it so it is closed as much as possible, and you want to stress it slightly but not much, because when you stress it slightly the metal will sort of go into a, they will stand like this, like for and press against one another, and that will be a much stronger seal. But if you stress it too much, then the metal might just break. So yeah, this is gonna be the end of our pendulum. Basically the thing that swings and tells us the answers. So now I want chain to put. Now I want some chain. And luckily, like I said, I found some. You seem like this is going to be a two-parter though. When this turns into 20 minutes, I'm going to end the video and get started on the second part. So yes, where were my necklace with the chain? Here we go. It is amazing how jewelry parts always manage to get stuck together. So yeah. So what I want to do is I want to figure out how much chain do I have. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cut it at one end so I can get a nice to use. And to cut it, you just put it into the cutting part of your pliers, squeeze and squeeze. And sometimes you have to try a few times because these aren't exactly the best quality pliers. Just took whatever I could find quickly and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Ultimately, get your big strong husband to do it for you, but he is sleeping. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. There we go. So yeah. Now as you see, I have a piece of chain, which I'm going to use to attach to my pendulum. and I will get back to you with part 2 to fit more of these things together. So yeah, sorry about this being a kind of a long video, but like I said, when you do these kinds of hobby projects, it's difficult to determine exactly how long it will take. So yeah, see you back in part 2. Blessed be.